Hey, good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. Good morning, ComicsGate. It's time to do some really fun regular streams. I'm in the streams game. We're going to get it going. I really wanted to do a Thanksgiving stream to thank everybody in ComicsGate because ComicsGate has been really, really supportive of everything that I've tried to do. It started small with College of the Dead, book 1. This was a great book for me to do. It got me going. It got me into the ComicsGate game, and I was happy to do it. And that book, that book started off in 60 days. We did like $5,600 on that. And the Mermaids has not even been a week yet, and it's done almost as much as College of the Dead book 1. I really, really appreciate this support. The great CG Oracle asks and demands, where is my sexy fish book? I got all the covers there. And the answer to your question is your sexy fish book is in the works. We're making sexy fish books happen here at Adam Post's place, APMG. We've got this. Whoa, this sexy fish book. We've got this sexy fish book. We've got this sexy fish book. It is in the works. It is getting done. You know, I'm all about the sexy, and we ship the sexy. This is from College of the Dead, book 2, Graduation Day, another book that was heavily supported by ComicsGate. I can't appreciate you guys enough. I really appreciate you. I hope you're having a fun time on Thanksgiving. I owe it to you guys to at least do a few fun streams. I'm going to try and do some regular streams, and I really want to do what you guys are interested in, fun stuff, talk about the comics, talk about the books. I want to say first hi to Zofrats, which kind of did before. Zofrats, great to see you. Zofrats, you need to send me an email if you would, please. I want to send you a secret link. Anybody that did back the Mermaids, and there have been a bunch of you guys, and I really appreciate it. If you backed it and the add-ons weren't ready yet, I want you to get free shipping on the add-on, so make sure you send me your email addresses and just say, hey, I backed this. Where's my free link to the free shipping for add-ons? Because there should not be, in my game, there should not be, if you're going to add to the campaign, extra shipping or anything like that. Eddie Winkler, congratulations on Sovereign Wolf. I want to talk to you about getting you on for Sovereign Wolf. We got to talk about your book. Everyone's really excited about it. You've been promoting that for months, and it looks gorgeous. And I know you have Ted Zagaro doing trailers for you, which is fantastic. You got your sexy fish books are coming, okay? They will be shipping no later than April 2021. Earthmind, good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to Lord Nemesis, master of Pedro Pascal's booty. You are in control of his booty? Oh, that's your business, my friend. And as well, someone should be. As well as someone should be. Sketch Therapy. Sketch Therapy. It's always a pleasure to see you. A man who is very serious about ComicsGate. A man who is very serious about quality. You are welcome to slide into my DMs, Zofrats. Sketch, it's great to see you, my friend. Hope you're keeping everybody legit. Hey, if you do not ship your comics on time, and if you are a ComicsGate person, you will hear from Sketch Therapy, and he will be understanding, but he will find justice. He will find justice. I'm glad to have your respect. Yeah, look, check out Sovereign Wolf, guys. I don't have a link to it, but very, very good project, very passionate, very beautiful, cool-looking project. Very successful, too. You're running a little ahead of me. I'm going to catch you, Sovereign Wolf, and I'm going to put you in the ground. Only kidding. That's my way of just being funny. Sketch, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Well, guys, look, so I've been doing individual videos. So a good friend of mine, Adam Friend, made a suggestion of like, well, hey, why aren't you doing your videos live? Like, do them as a live stream and talk about the subject you want to talk about. And that's right, Eddie Winkler. I will put you in the ground. No, I want you to succeed. You got a gorgeous looking book. And we're going to get a lot more people to know about Sovereign Wolf. There are a couple of other books that are getting overlooked that I do want to spend a little time on. I don't have them in front of me today, but I will. This was just kind of a test. We got to get Adam back into the live stream game. I haven't been doing enough live streams. I've got to pay it back. And appreciate CG and put more time into it. And also, it's actually good exposure for the Mermaids. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. Guy from Red Bank, hello. Great to see you. Happy Thanksgiving to Rivbiotech. That's a good word, whatever that is. Shadowhawk, great to see you. Sketch Therapy. I know if I have Sketch Therapy in my chat, there's going to be excitement. So God bless Sketch Therapy and his sweet, sexy ways. Guy from Red Bank, hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. So guys, so far on, okay, you know what? Honestly, I owe a couple of thank yous. So let me just bang it right out real quick. All right. Thanks for the support on the Mermaids. Look, the Mermaids has been something I spent 3 years working on this. This is what got me back into doing comics was, I have to thank Jim Salicrup, who was a former Marvel editor. He was a friend of mine. He was pushing me. We used to have dinner like once a week. He was like, come on, get back into comics, get back into comics. This is going back to like really 2012. I started first working on this. And I was like, well, you know, Jim, I don't even know how you even sell comics anymore because comic stores have been doing badly for decades. Recently, there's an SJW demolition of the comic book industry. And there's been a lot of great guys doing a lot of cool articles on that. I've done a couple of videos on that. I'll cover more of that. But basically, the comic book industry has been in trouble for a long time. I used to sell comics through comic book distributors and through comic book stores. Even before it was just Diamond comic distributors. And the business has been terrible for many years. It really has been. But now it's ridiculous. But in any event, Jim Salk was like, listen, man, get back into making comics. I'll even help you. I'll hook you up with some contacts. And so he did. And so the thing I wanted to do was I was excited about the idea of doing a Game of Thrones with mermaids. So I did a Game of Thrones with mermaids, and it took forever because it wound up being a massive, massive project. It was a huge thing to be able to produce it. There's more than 30 characters. It really is something that like this could have been, you know, a prose book that would be like 1,000 pages. Ridiculous. It was enormous. So I had an incredible creative team working on it. I'm really, really proud of how it ultimately came out, but it took years to complete and then years to finally start offering. And, you know, thank goodness it's done really well. I appreciate your support. If you want to check it out, there is a link to it in the description. So you can check that out. Now, I'm a big fan of Cosmic Book News. And I first found out about Cosmic Book News being on Ethan Van Sciver's show. I'm like, where is he getting all these cool stories from? And it turns out it's from Cosmic Book News. Cosmic Book News does a lot of cool stories. They have some stuff that's, you know, rumor oriented, but they're usually like very upfront about the rumor. But this is not a rumor. So I'm going to get into this story. Marvel Avengers loses millions. Sales lower than expected. Now, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know. Is this what they were doing with comics they're going to start doing with video games now? I understand there was Gamergate. I understand they don't want sexy Lara Croft characters anymore if they can avoid it. I get that. But how is it possible? How is it possible that you get the license to do the Avengers from Disney? Obviously pay them God knows how much money, $10 million, $20 million for the rights to be able to do a massive game like this. And then the likenesses are bad. Black Widow doesn't look pretty. The gameplay is screwed up. And it's not like the video game company was just like, oh, I know, I'll just make some video games. I've seen crowdfunded comics that come out better from people that don't know at all what they're doing. And then I've seen some amazing crowdfunded comics that are way, way better than what the mainstream is doing. But this I don't really understand. But this is an article coming from Cosmic Book News. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. It's a huge help to me, and it keeps these stories coming out. So let's get into the article. Things are so bad for the Marvel's Avengers video game that it has lost millions of dollars as sales are lower than expected. Now, when you put money into making a video game like this, they could spend a tremendous amount of money, right? $50 million, $100 million, $200 million doing an incredible game, right? So it's possible it could lose money, even if the game is ultimately going to do kind of okay or even do very well, like a movie, right? You make a movie, you spend $200 million making it. Not you and maybe not me, but somebody's doing that, right? So they spend $200 million. They maybe spend another $100 million marketing it, maybe $200 million marketing it. And then, it takes a while for them to make the money back. But with a game, I don't know. I mean, so if it's not going to have success right away, if people are going to start playing it, but then they're going to drop out and they're going to lose interest, how is that going to work? So 96% of players have stopped playing Avengers. 96% of the people that started stopped playing Avengers. It's reported that Marvel's Avengers has yet to recoup its development costs. That I don't have a problem with. But I do have a problem with if 96% of the people who were playing it are going to stop playing it. That ain't good, especially because you have to wonder, like, all right, I know sometimes I stay logged into things. I walk away from. Sometimes it's accidental. I'm still logged into something. Sometimes it's intentional. It's like, well, what do I care? So I have a couple browser windows open, whatever. You don't pay attention that you're even still logged in. I would think that 4% of the people that would be playing wouldn't even be paying attention to it, that would still be logged in. So who's engaged in the game? Not a lot of people left. It's reported that Marvel's Avengers has yet to recoup its development costs. Okay, well, we're not worried about that, which has led to an estimated $67 million operating loss in the fourth quarter for the company Square Enix. And if you guys follow my channel, if you know me a little bit, I'm fascinated by financial stuff. I love entertainment business stuff. But this is not good, a $67 million operating loss in the fourth quarter. It's not like a Square Enix, if they're running games and now because of the pandemic, everybody's home all the time, why are they losing money? It's not like they're running restaurants or like outdoor theme parks. It's also known Square Enix lost around $50 million in the third quarter, which is when Marvel Avengers was released. So that's a huge $117 million loss for the company in only 6 months. How do these entertainment companies lose all these tens of millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars and just keep going? I don't know the answer to that question, except that obviously their money is not like normal people's money. They get to lose as much money as they feel is necessary. So Square Enix, that's not even a good company name. Square Enix president Yosuke Matsuda confirms sales for Marvel Avengers are lower than expected. Sales of Marvel's Avengers were lower than expected, he says, and unable to completely offset the amortization of the game's development costs. Well, I mean, you're not going to expect in month 1 or 2 or even month 6 that you're going to necessarily generate enough revenue to pay off, $100 million or whatever in development costs. But that's not what's going on. It's not that it's not recouping all its development costs yet. It's that 96% of the people who got involved in this game, who started playing this game, were like, hey, it's the Avengers. And they're like, this is terrible. We don't want to play it. Even Hulk is mad. Hulk is like, how could you have this financial performance? Hulk does not approve. If you have stock in Square Enix, or if the stock is down and you're thinking, oh man, maybe I could invest money in Square Enix and make triple back my money, you'd be better off not doing that. Don't. That's not good. This is not a way to run a business. This thing I don't understand about this game is, how did this even get approved by Marvel? Has Marvel's assistant editors taken over their licensing department? How does it even exist? We don't know. It gets even worse as the president of Square Enix also lets it be known that if Marvel's Avengers hadn't been released, the company would have made money. Okay, so they're losing money on Avengers, and money they otherwise would have made, they are now losing. Why? Because they decide to do an Avengers game? How do you lose money on an Avengers? This is how, because they decided to feature Ms. Marvel with the crazy fists, but don't you guys think that if you look at this art and you think to yourself, look, I've been a Marvel's fan for way back, from since I was a kid. So you don't have to make a great-looking Spider-Man or great-looking Marvel characters for me to buy a Marvel product back when I was a kid. Now I don't like what they've done with Marvel. But, I mean, come on. Like, if the Hulk looked like this, that's fine. But come on. That's Captain America, Black Widow. Black Widow is your sexy character. Why does Black Widow not look sexy? Unforgivable. Even in the movie, she's sexy. So why would she not be sexy in the game? The mysteries that we could never know. The mysteries that we could never know. So the brilliant CEO also says this. In addition to the amortization of the game's development costs, another significant factor associated with the title was the fact that we undertook a major advertising campaign at the time of its launch to make up for delays in our marketing efforts resulting from the pandemic. What do you mean delays, though, in your marketing efforts? And then even if you had marketing efforts and they were delayed, were they going to be free marketing efforts? I mean, that doesn't really make sense. So if you have a budgeted plan for a marketing effort and it's 3 months later because, everybody's freaking out, everybody doesn't know what's going on with the pandemic. All right, fine. But then you wouldn't have spent the money, right? So what is it with that excuse? There's a certain amount of development costs still to be amortized in third quarter, but we want to recoup it by growing our sales going forward. Now, this is just another thing too. It's just funny. I accidentally said this the other day, but you don't fight a dead horse. What do I mean by fight a dead horse? What I mean by don't fight a dead horse is no, you're not going to make it up down the line if the launch is terrible. If the launch is not good, stop. You can't keep fighting a dead horse. You will beat the dead horse, but all it is a dead horse. If that makes sense to you, you should see a professional. Now, you get what my point is. My point is obviously releasing new content is not going to make up for the lost sales. Why? Because the 96% of the people that lost interest in this game are not going to come back and say, now I'm interested in the game. You put a new shirt on Ms. Marvel. Maybe they'll put Captain Marvel in it. We hope they're not going to make up for the slow sales. Why would you even say that? Just say, look, we screwed up. We're giving the license back. We're not going to continue to put resources into it. Fans just don't like Marvel's Avengers. They like Marvel's Avengers, even the Avengers film, the Avengers property, still very strong, but not this game. It's no surprise that Marvel's Avengers has performed really badly amongst fans. From the get-go, the game's art and storyline have been questioned, as Square Enix was forced to delay the game in an attempt to fix the art, but unfortunately Square Enix didn't change the storyline, which sees the Avengers as failures and replaced by a politically correct character no one cares about, Ms. Marvel. I mean, to think that, hijacking the comics, they got away with hijacking the comics. That they did. No one could really do much. The sales went down. People complained. But if you want to buy their screwy hijacked comics, if you don't want to buy them, don't buy them. They'll say, we don't care that you don't buy them. We'll just, whatever, keep making them, and they weren't made for you and whatever. But this is how bad the Avengers is. So this is another follow-up from Cosmic Book News. Marvel's Avengers removed from Spider-Man video game. So Spider-Man was nothing to do with Marvel's Avengers. I like that white logo on Spider-Man's chest, by the way. I think that's pretty cool. But Marvel's Spider-Man game had a reference to the Avengers, and now Marvel's Spider-Man game has permanently been updated. And I don't think we really want to get too associated with the Avengers. Things continue to look really bad for Marvel's Avengers, as it is now learned that an apparent reference to the video game has been removed from the remastered version of the Spider-Man video game. That's how you know it's bad, right? That's how you know it's wait a minute. It's that bad. They don't want you saying Spider-Man, Avengers. They don't want the connection made. The original PS4 Spider-Man video game sees Spidey make mention that the Avengers aren't around. They're on the West Coast as Marvel's Avengers video game kicks off with the Avengers in San Francisco. Spidey says, Avengers Tower, so cool. Too bad they're never around to use it. They're on the West Coast or something, probably surfing. Yeah. Now with the release of the remastered Spider-Man PS4 game that comes out with the PS5 Miles Morales game, the reference has been cut, as pointed out by Greg Miller on Twitter. See, this is good journalism. This is real journalism. In what Cosmic Book News is doing, I'm obviously just sort of reading the story and commenting on it. Interesting. Spider-Man 2018 originally referenced the Avengers being on the West Coast in this scene. This year, the Avengers game, so the team based in San Francisco. Okay, so now it's no longer mentioned, and Greg Miller caught that. And she's why. So it's basically been a huge disaster. And, you know, it's funny. Disasters are fun to talk about. That much I have to admit. And I have another story that's completely outrageous. Hey, it's Violet. How's it going, Violet? I don't know what you guys thought of that, but look, honestly, how you're able to spend $50 million, $100 million making a video game, and it's terrible looking, the art's bad. I mean, this is why there are like independent games, like, you know, independent games, independent comics projects. Sometimes nobody's looking over them. So, you know, it's hard to know, do we have something good here? But when it's a major franchise like the Avengers, you would think it would be, you know, pretty well done, reasonably. I don't know what you guys thought of it. I don't know if any of you guys play that game, but yeah, Marvel is spending someone else's money. Look, I haven't been playing a lot of video games. Not really it's just, it takes a lot of time to play video games. So I haven't really been doing a lot of that, but I don't see why anyone would play that game. It doesn't look good. This is an amazing story as well. It's kind of the same theme. So let me share that again. Where did you go? Here we go. We're going to share this. Share screen. Check this out. This is like insane. Click. All right, we're going to make this bigger. Blood-soaked Clifford revealed, fans react. Now, when I was a kid, we had Clifford the Big Red Dog. It was this book series from Scholastic. Everybody's probably seen this. Everybody can, you know, remember Clifford from when you were a kid. But again, like, how does this happen? There's focus groups, there's marketing groups, there's feedback that people get. Now, again, though, this is like another Avengers situation. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how it happened. But Scholastic is making a blood-soaked looking Clifford. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm looking at this, and it looks like he just tore through a family and just absolutely murdered them. And has got blood all over him. Now, Sonic the Hedgehog had a similar problem. At least it didn't look like Sonic killed anyone, but it was very off-putting the way the CGI was designed. Now, this is coming from Cosmic Book News. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. Paramount has done it again as a first look teaser at the upcoming live-action Clifford the Big Red Dog movie comes out with controversy as fans are comparing the design to something that is blood-soaked. Yeah, I mean, red is red, right? But it looks like Clifford has been bathing in the blood of his enemies or even his friends. A maniac killer dog. Is it Cujo or is it Clifford? Following an earlier leak, a teaser has been released. You can watch it below. I'll make sure I have the link to this in the description. The holiday season, we're thankful for the pets that this holiday season, we're thankful for the pets that got us through the year, teases the teaser. But next year, get ready to love even bigger. I mean, I don't even like that phrase, but I like it better than Clifford looking like a killer maniac. The footage features normal-looking dogs, and then Clifford is revealed as the live-action movie is an adaptation of the beloved children's books, an animated series featuring Clifford the dog, who is a super large red dog. However, the live-action version pales in comparison quite literally, actually. Clifford is currently trending on Twitter with near 20,000 tweets, with some fans tweeting how unhappy they are in regards to the look of Clifford, as they feel he is too small and looks like he's covered in blood. I mean, I can criticize this. I have made a lot of mistakes in producing comics. And, you do an idea. Sometimes it clicks. Sometimes it doesn't click. Sometimes you just have the wrong look for something. But this is like, come on. Clifford really does look like he just killed a whole family. Quote, quote, this is funny. Clifford is already drenched in the blood of his enemies, and he isn't finished, tweeted one fan. Yes, that is how it looks. Clifford is similar to what happened with the first look at Sonic the Hedgehog from Paramount. Now, Paramount, this is their second time around with this, as fans didn't like the goofy look at Sonic, which saw the studio go back and fix things for the theatrical release. So maybe a Paramount will also fix Clifford. Clifford will have to be fixed by Paramount. I am sure they will fix him. They're not going to just put out Clifford and have Clifford look like this. How does this even get out, though? I don't know. Like that. Perhaps it's a brilliant marketing campaign, the article says. And they could be right. This has got us talking about Clifford. I didn't even know Clifford was coming out. Now I know it's coming out, and it looks like it's a parody horror movie or something like that. I did a quick correction myself, which can be found below. Okay, so this is from the author. Clifford, the Big Red Dog, is due out November 5th, 2021, directed by Will Becker, starring David Alan Grier as the voice of Clifford. I like David Alan Grier. Okay, so Clifford reactions. They fixed Clifford. They made him a brighter red. Yeah, I don't know, though. I would have rather seen him be a cartoon dog, I think. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Clifford looks like that. Okay. This is not what Clifford is supposed to look like. Yeah, this is not what Clifford is supposed to look like. Clifford really does look terrified. This guy's got saying, petition to make Clifford kaiju size instead of this inaccurate joke. Yeah, I like the idea of a giant Clifford. Make him a big as a building. Yeah, it just looks like he's like an elephant size. That's, what's also not good about this is it's not going to fit with any of the stories that they have from any of the books. It's not going to, like, you could never kind of play off any of the stories because he's not big enough to be considered really a very big red dog. I don't know what you guys are saying about it. You just can't show this in real life. No. Everybody subscribed to VileNet. I didn't know VileNet had a channel even. What are you guys saying about Clifford? This is something that's important for me to know. I have to respect this and pay a lot of attention to it. J Money, how do you say your name? I don't say it like Adam. Well, I don't know. VileNet. It doesn't matter how the right way is to say it. You say it the Adam way. Adam has his own way of speaking. You must follow this now. Guy from Red Bank, I'm busy drawing and cooking, plus you have work, so you don't have time for video games. I know the feeling. We go through different stages in life, right? Where you have time for, like, I haven't been bored in a long time, a very long time. I'm trying to remember. It sounds longer than, I don't know, a very, very long time. You remember picking up Clifford books, Apex Comics, when you worked for Ingram Book Distribution. That'd probably be an interesting story, actually. Ingram Book Distribution. About time for a Cujo spinoff, says Sketch Therapy. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's who does them? Asylum Films or the guys who do The Purge. Wouldn't you think that the guys who do The Purge would do a very cool Clifford like this? They ought to make him purple or something and just have him tear people apart. But wait a minute. Then it wouldn't be blood. Okay. They should just make it look exactly like this. Never eat bats. Got Cujo. Yeah. Now Clifford bats. Don't eat bats. Don't eat. Maybe Clifford ate bats. I don't have an explanation for this. If you ever made it, VileNet says, and pay attention to VileNet. If I ever made a YouTube channel, I'm going to put together the clips from all the many and crazy pronunciations. I like that. Do that. Blood-soaked Clifford is in continuity with College of the Dead. Absolutely, we need a mutant giant dog eating people. Clifford goes to College of the Dead. Clifford could be tearing apart this young girl. That is absolutely possible. Although College of the Dead 3 is underway, it's going to be College of the Dead Spring Break. We will see Hellhound. College of the Dead Hellhound. There's another story that I first saw on Ethan's Van Sciver's channel, Comic Artist Pro Secrets. He's making a series of videos. Again, he's back to doing a lot of videos, and they're very, very cool. But this is just the first I'm seeing from it on Cosmic Book News. Joss Whedon gone from HBO and the Nevers. And Ethan's take was that this is a Ray Fisher scalp, that Ray Fisher got him fired off his own project, The Nevers, that Ray Fisher did that. And I will bet that he is correct. I will bet, because no one has stopped Ray Fisher. So he's just out there destroying everything. Let's get into the article. HBO has parted ways with Joss Whedon as the writer-director is leaving The Nevers, the quasi-superhero series he was developing for the network. You know, that is odd. That is odd, because if they have a creator in and they're developing a series, you do not pull that person off the series. Why? Well, because everyone is kind of expecting you to be the leader of that team. You know, they're expecting you to be the one to pull it all together, make it work, and be responsible for it. And like, that's why you want a visionary doing that sort of thing, right? So HBO confirms in a statement, "We have parted ways with Joss Whedon. We remain excited about the future of The Nevers and look forward to its premiere in the summer of 2021. Joss Whedon also said in a statement through a Cinema Blend, "This year of unprecedented challenges has impacted my life and perspectives in ways I could have never imagined. And while developing and producing The Nevers has been a joyful experience." Joyful. "I realized that the level of commitment required moving forward," he didn't think about that before, "combined with the physical challenges of making such a huge show during a pandemic, is more than I can handle without the work beginning to suffer." Okay. "I'm genuinely exhausted and stepping back to marshal my energy towards my own life." Okay, well, this was maybe part of your life, "which is also at the brink of exciting change." Maybe he's going to transition into a woman. We will see. Good luck to him if he decides to do that. "I am deeply proud of the work we have done. I'm grateful to all my extraordinary cast and collaborators and to HBO for the opportunity to shape yet another strange world. The Nevers is truly a labor of love, but after 2 years of labor, love is about all he has to offer. It will never fade." All right. So, yeah, he was thrown off. He looks a little silly with that Captain America shield. Although I have to admit, if I was directing the Avengers, I would have exactly the same picture and a lot more silly ones. Ray Fisher's comments on Joss Whedon. While not mentioned, HBO deciding to part ways with Joss Whedon follows accusations from Ray Fisher about poor treatment Fisher received on the set of Justice League about Whedon. Fisher commented on Whedon departing HBO and The Nevers on Twitter. "I have no intention of allowing Joss Whedon to use the old Hollywood tactic of exiting, stepping down, or walking away to cover for his terrible behavior. Warner Media's Justice League investigation has been in full swing for over 3 weeks now. This is undoubtedly as a result of it." Wow. Yeah, well, there he is. He's attacking Joss Whedon directly. Still, I have to say, I've done a few videos on the Ray Fisher situation. He's not being specific about his accusations. He is starting to get a little more specific about them. But this is, can you imagine if Ray Fisher was fired from his role as Cyborg and someone did a tweet commenting that way? That's very inappropriate. I will not hire Ray Fisher, though he's not looking for work for me at the time. But maybe he will be in the future. And I will then say, no, Ray Fisher, very inappropriate, unprofessional behavior. And as far as what Joss Whedon did, I have no idea because I still haven't seen it like laid out specifically. The official description for The Nevers offers, in the last years of Victoria's reign, London is beset by the touched people, mostly women who've been touched, okay? Suddenly, that's what they're calling them, who suddenly manifest abnormal abilities, some charming, some very disturbing. Among them are Amelia True, a mysterious, quick-fisted widow, and Penance Adair, a brilliant young inventor. They're also the champions of this new underclass, making a home for the touched, a bunch of touched women. Joss Whedon, no wonder they threw you off this. While fighting the forces of pretty much all the forces to make room for whom history we know has no place. Okay, so Olivia Williams is in it. There's a bunch of people in it. Maybe the Nevers is going to be good. It could very well be good. I don't know if you guys were interested in the Nevers. I had not heard about the Nevers before. But now I finally heard about it now that Joss Whedon is getting thrown out of it. Zofrat says, I dislike that so many cartoons are being remade live action. Yeah, well, especially when you have CGI. Like, why would you do that? The only reason is if you've got another shot at the property, why not take another shot at the property, make it live action now, and then you can just whack it out again. But then you got like the CGI version of Lion King. I don't know, like reinvent. Why not? Why not? I have a comic company to run. Of course I'm not bored. Yeah, man. Look, if you are bored, you're just not busy enough. So get busier. Follow your passions and do the things you like to do. Chris Jama says, how do they screw this up after what happened with Sonic? It just screams. You know what, Chris, I think you're right. But like they were saying, Comic Book News, maybe it's a publicity stunt to get everyone to pay attention to it. And then maybe they do have a brighter red version that's going to be cool. But still, like, I don't know, why not a CGI version? You could do so much with CGI, and then he could do like so many cool stunts and things. I don't know. I wouldn't have done it cast it as a dog. Although now with CGI, maybe it's even a CGI dog. Clifford looks like he could be Darth Maul's pet. Yeah, it looks like he's super, super evil. He really does look super evil. Sketch Therapy says, which should be its own channel, if he's about as big as a moose or a Kodiak, I guess it's okay, but it should be closer to ginger orange than blood red. Yeah, I agree. I can't cotton that. Skits Comics says, happy Thanksgiving, Adams. Happy Thanksgiving to the great people of the Skits Comic. Everybody should back Skits if you haven't already. I'm not sure if it's in demand, but I hope it is. I hope it is. Hail Skits is right. Great to see you guys, really. I hope you guys are having a fun time and doing cool Thanksgiving family stuff. And if not, that you're just having a fun time anyway. Don't let all this silliness get you down. Maybe Joss Whedon will transition into a mermaid. He might. And there is the link for the Mermaids. Guys, if you haven't checked out the Mermaids yet, the Mermaids is my new comic series. It is a full color series. It is what got me back into doing comics. I'm going to play the trailer for this. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for the Mermaids done by Ted Zagaro. It is fantastic. Super, super epic. And here it goes. Did I? And that's why Ted Zagaro always does my trailers. He did the trailer for, or at least one, I don't know, for Eddie's Sovereign Wolf too. Super, super dynamic, very epic. And that's exactly what I asked him to do, because it's really like a Game of Thrones style story where you've got royalty and like all of these threads of stories going on, all kinds of things going on in the story. And it's got one main character protagonist who is a teacher named Jonna. And then she falls in love with another mermaid. And then that other mermaid winds up being taken away from her to an arranged marriage. And then basically she freaks out and she decides to go after Queen Leaf, who's like the evil mermaid queen. You got to have an evil mermaid queen if you're going to do a mermaid story. And it's really like a Star Wars story where she starts off as sort of a plain Jane, boring character, and then learns to fight. And by the time we get to Mermaids 2, you'll see she's really, really badass. These are amazing color covers. Jerry Gertrudia did the art for this. Jerry did these character designs. This is one of the early ones that Jerry did, this mermaid with these two daggers. And he did such a beautiful job that they held up as covers. So I had Esther Sands do the coloring for them. And then I just had Jerry continue to do more and more character designs and really help me build out the whole world, this mermaid as Sai. But he really did, like, oh my God, like more than 30 of them. He spent probably a year doing those character designs as we started on the sequential art. And in the making of book, which is a 100-page book, it's got the full script, and then it's got all the rough layouts that the interior artist did for the sequential art. We also include Jerry's best designs. There's going to be more than 20 of these full-page designs. It could have been a separate art book, but I didn't want to like get involved with, like, you know, constantly selling more and more and more books and more versions of the same book. It was part of the production process. It was part of the making of. So I wanted to include it as part of the making of in the 100-page making of book. And then we also have in the making of book these tremendous character descriptions and all this character development that just show you like all the tie-ins and all the background story of all these characters. This is more work than I've ever done and had done for any single comic book. A College of the Dead was a very big project, but this thing I spent years working on. And I appreciate all your support. I appreciate you guys sharing it on social media. It's a huge help. The Mermaids is doing well. It's already done about as much as it took 60 days. It's not even a week yet. It's done about in a week, roughly, what we did with College of the Dead book 1 after 60 days. And that one was definitely a grind to get done, but it was my first book before we had shipped anything. And just on the tiers, what we're doing is I like to offer the books individually. There are 4 covers and there's a making of book. So you could get any of the 4 covers individually if you want. Check them out. Beautiful covers by Jerry Gertrudia, and also 2 covers by Javier Aranda, my cover artist for College of the Dead, and also the interior artist for College of the Dead. He came on to do those 2 covers. We also have the making of book as an add-on. If you want to get just one of the covers and then get that as an add-on, you can get that, and it'll ship for no additional shipping. Any of the add-ons are free shipping. You just pay the shipping once. And then we've got the Mermaids and Daggers cover. This is Jerry's 2 covers, Javier's 2 covers, the full set. A bunch of people have picked up the full set, which is great. And then also, if anybody was interested, we got College of the Dead, all of book 1 and all the art books and making of books, and all of book 2 with all the covers and making of books and art books, and then one gigantic collection of everything. But ComicsGate has been, you know, amazing. It's just been an incredible supporter of mine. And Apex Comics, I'll tell you what, it is epic. It is epic, which is why epicmermaids.com takes you right to the site. So I appreciate all that. Okay, Andino has a cute comment. I am sure, is there going to be digital comics so I can sell it on the black market to public schools? Well, I will send you a PDF, Andino, if I need to, so you can do that. And we are getting, there's a couple of other projects. I'm going to have on other creators too to talk about their projects. There's so many cool projects going on right now. Billy Tucci's She is another really cool project. Thanks for sharing the link to that, Bass Marine. It's doing fantastic. And everybody, there is not a person on this earth who does not love Billy Tucci. And who could not love Billy Tucci? He is amazing. And also Charlie's London. We're really proud of her. She's got a very successful book. It is a biography of Charlie Chaplin. It's a part of his life, and it's authorized by the Chaplin estate, which is a big deal. You need an imprint for merch. APMG doesn't really work. No, APMG is not a cool, like a cool branded name. Like when we did Triumphant Comics, that was a pretty cool branded name. So yeah, we're going to work on it. I have some other ideas coming up. I am so excited about doing comics with ComicsGate. I've got a lot of ideas. This is stuff that I've been working for years to come back to comics. So I've produced stuff that I haven't published yet, but I have new stuff that's coming too, that I'm really, really excited about. And College of the Dead, I'm also pretty psyched about. College of the Dead did really, really well. Oh, cool. You back Charlie's London yesterday. You'll be very happy. She will be shipping her book. She's an extremely responsible young woman, and she will deliver for ComicsGate. That much you can count on. Now, I know, I was surprised when I got into College Day graduation day. By the time I was doing my second book, I was kind of surprised to find out how many people are actually working on making their own comics. They're really interested in making their own comics. And one of the things that I did, and I haven't been doing a lot of new ones of these recently, but one of the things that I did to kind of share my experience and background was do a series called Secrets of the ComicsGate Network. So I have a link to this, and I wanted to talk about this a little bit. So there's a link to this playlist in my description of this video, and I try to put it in all the videos now. And what Secrets of the ComicsGate Network is it's my background in publishing comics, and it's my experience also with ComicsGate. So a lot of people have taught me a lot about how ComicsGate works. I've been involved with it now for a little bit more than a year. And I also had an experience in publishing comics before I was involved with ComicsGate. I'd published, 1,000 comics probably, or more, really. I stopped counting before I got involved with ComicsGate. And my background in comics was when I was 16, there was an indie publisher called Solson Comics out of Brooklyn, New York. I was on Long Island. They gave me a shot distributing G.I. Jackrabbits, my first comic, which is during the original black and white boom that was launched by the Ninja Turtles. So I'm going to kind of share my experience from having published everything back from G.I. Jackrabbits from back in the day and stuff I learned doing that through Personality Comics, Spoof Comics, Triumphant Comics, Angel Entertainment was another one that I did. And then, up to now where I'm doing APMG and I'm publishing through ComicsGate. I used to sell all my comics directly through comic book distributors that would sell them on a non-returnable basis to comic book stores. And that was very difficult. It was really a grind, I have to tell you. I mean, it was an incredible opportunity to be able to publish comics no matter what the opportunity is. But because of the nature of it, it's very hard to promote them. It's very hard to sell them. But all you could really do is put them in the Diamond catalog. And, it's not like you could have gone on YouTube. There really was no YouTube back then. Just some of the topics of Secrets of the ComicsGate Network discuss like a public network of private. Okay. So what is ComicsGate? And ComicsGate really is a public network of private platforms, and nobody owns it. And look, sometimes there's a misunderstanding in ComicsGate about, all right, well, if you're a guest on someone's show, then that means you're ComicsGate, or if you're not on someone else's, one of the ComicsGate channels, for example, Ethan Van Sciver's channel is the main ComicsGate channel because he's got the most subscribers and he routinely talks about ComicsGate, then that means that, you're not ComicsGate and you've got to be on Ethan's channel. And it's not the case. ComicsGate is something that consumers associate with, and ComicsGate is something that people who produce comics are associated with, and the channels are very specific to like whoever runs their own channel and has their own channel. It's up to them to decide what do they want to have on that channel. Some people don't even have live streams. Some people don't talk about anything but their own projects or things that they're interested in. Literature Devil does a really fun show, I believe 6-7 days a week. I get to be on it every now and then. And he's definitely ComicsGate. He's doing his own project. He has people on from time to time. But he doesn't, you don't have to be on Literature Devil's channel to necessarily be ComicsGate. It's what you want to do. And when you're in ComicsGate, a good thing to know is if you're going to publish your own books, you can network, you can make your own friends. There are a lot of people that are very open to having you on their platforms, but you really have to develop your own platform. And I should be the one, I should be somebody really setting an example for that and live streaming every day. I'm going to do it as much as I can. Promote the Mermaids, promote College of the Dead, and also promote some of the other great projects that are out. So that's one of the things, in ComicsGate, another big example of self-publishing your own books is that you want to think about doing sequels. Why should you do a sequel? Well, because, for example, with College of the Dead, really nobody knew me back in the day when I was doing College of the Dead. So when I started doing College of the Dead, how was I going to have success with College of the Dead if nobody knew who the heck I was? And even though I had published a lot of comics before, how did people even know I was going to deliver? And the truth is, nobody really knew. I just started to kind of get around a little bit, and happened to be that Ethan Van Sciver recognized the cover for College of the Dead, thought that it would look pretty cool, and he put me in with a group of other guys from those times, and that was Shinobi Sasquatch and Von Klaus's Monster MD and Carlo Rose Death Sworn and Super Harem, I believe, from Matt Wanger. And he had us on his show very generously a few times and allowed us to talk about our projects and helped us to get comfortable with promoting our projects. And when I have people on my channel, I like to do the same sort of thing. Is if there's someone I can help them with, kind of understand how it works. I had Professor Murph on recently with War Party. I had Mandy Summers on, who's also a great CG person. I'm supposed to be on her channel in a couple of days talking mermaids. But she's a big promoter of ComicsGate. But the point on this is, when you get the first book out, you have a chance to deliver on your book. So on College of the Dead book 1, we did $5,600 initially. And then over 6 months, it did another $5,000 or so. And I really wasn't promoting that much anyway. I wasn't on that many channels. I was on here and there doing some of my own videos, but it did well. It did 10,600 ultimately. And that was enough to produce the book, print the book, deliver it to everybody, and show people I could deliver. And then along came College of the Dead book 2, Graduation Day, which I then did in full color and shipped that book. And that book did many times what College of the Dead book 1 did. That book did, what did that do? It did College of the Dead, which is actually still in demand. Let's take a look at this. College of the Dead book 2, Graduation Day. This was a lot of fun, this book. It was full color. I had not done a full color comic in years, because College of the Dead book 1 was black and white. And this book wound up closing with 418 backers after 60 days and did $25,130. That's 5 times what College of the Dead book 1 did. Why was it? I got around. I was on a lot of ComicsGate channels. I did definitely get help from Ethan Van Sciver, but it wasn't like just, occasional promoting of it, which I really appreciated. But I was able to raise all those funds from College of the Dead and continue to raise funds. Only $5 away from $33,700. Back College of the Dead Graduation Day. It will ship immediately, and you will help me break to $33,700. But I was able to do a lot better with College of the Dead Graduation Day because people kind of saw that I delivered the first book. I got around a little bit more. I did have a really good trailer by Smirk the Alien for the first book, but I want to show you the trailer that Ted Zagara did for College of the Dead Graduation Day. He did a fantastic job on it. It's only a minute long. Let's check it out. This is why I work with Ted Zagaro. You can find him on Twitter if you want to, by the way. And Ted, I think he still does the same deal, which is a flat $250. And he's a professional, videographer and music composer. And he helped make that different version of the music in the beginning of it. He did a beautiful job. He's not doing it, making a big profit. He just loves comics and he loves ComicsGate. So he supports it. And I can recommend him highly if you want a really amazing job on a trailer, because I work with him all the time on it. But the point is, the college doing a sequel when you've had a book already, you might do double or triple the revenue. Like I did. Now, at $33,000 is not a six-figure campaign. It's not like it's freaking amazing or anything like that. But you have to be focused on where you're at. How big is your platform? Can you cover all your costs? Can you deliver what you promised? Be focused there. Deliver for customers. And then the next time around, on a sequel, you can do very well. With the Mermaids is not a sequel. So the Mermaids, it's on its own. If people love it, it's going to do great. So far, I'm really happy with the reception to the Mermaids. I'm going to be on a lot of other channels, and we're going to promote Mermaids on my channel. I'm going to promote it on other channels, and we'll see how it does. If it's as successful as College of the Dead Graduation Day, there will be a sequel. The artist is ready to go. He's ready to do his thing. And my writer is Stefan Petruka. And I know we have so much more story to tell. We're really ready to show the badass version. It's like the sequel to Star Wars. We're ready to show the badass version of our main character. She's going to kick ass. She'll probably look a lot sexier even in the second one, but that's just me. So think about that. Think about doing a sequel. Now, it doesn't mean you have to do a sequel, but just understand, like, if you have a certain amount of success with the first book, yes, the next book will probably do better after you deliver the first book, as long as you deliver what you promised. And as I can't recall your name. Somebody, okay. Improbi said bundles are great, especially when you come late to the scene, like I did, because he could get both of Adam's books quickly too. So that's another good point, is that, yeah, I was able to have a higher average sale when I was doing College of the Dead book 2, because what was I selling? I was selling College of the Dead book 2. I did have different covers. Not everybody bought multiple covers, but I had College of the Dead book 1 to sell and College of the Dead book 2. And you can go back and do the math on the backer averages. And the backer average on College of the Dead book 1, what did we have? Okay, I forgot. And hopefully I'm right, because if I'm wrong, we'll look silly. We had 209 backers. Yeah, 209 backers that we did $10,600 with. Okay, so that was like, somebody want to do the math, like $50 roughly per backer. And then on College of the Dead book 2, we had 555 backers and $33,000. So we did around $60. And a lot of those individual backers, there are several individual backers that lowered the average because a lot of people bought individually some additional cover versions that I introduced later in the campaign. So yeah, that is the moral of the story, is you release a sequel and people have it. Now, I am working on the sequel for College of the Dead book 3, which is College of the Dead Spring Break. It's going to be an even better book than College of the Dead book 2. The script is by Stefan, and he and I worked on the story together. He did exactly what I wanted, and there's a breakout character in there, Haley. We see how she kind of, by partying a little too much and being irresponsible, but like really pretty and attractive, and just like that wild chick that we all love. Hopefully we'll have one in your life. If not, go find her. She's out there. She causes a lot of trouble, and it's related to the zombie outbreak. It's a very, very cool story. And the character is written so well. It's like, you'd want to meet this person. I'm telling you, you'd be like, that's a really cool character. How do I get her phone number? And the answer is, it's just a comic book. It's just written so well that the character really feels real, which is leading me to another whole series I want to do. In any case, that's like my, I cover that in more depth, I think, in that second series, the college, excuse me, Secrets of the ComicsGate Network. Book 2 will be bigger than book one. So even if you do have a success, and like Dan Frake is a great example. He's just under 200,000 with Black Flag or Black Flag. No, it's Black Flag. And when he ships that book and he comes around with Black Flag number 2, that book is going to be bigger than book 1. You know, Billy just released his next She book. It's going to be bigger than his first She book by a substantial amount. Expect at least a 50% increase, if not 100% increase. But you do have to promote. You do have to have your own platform. And what is your platform? Your platform is YouTube, your YouTube channel. YouTube. Very important. And do regular work on it. You know, and what kind of videos should you do? Look at what people respond to, and look at what everyone else does that seems to work. That's what you should do. You know, by the way, it's not a mystery either. You can ask people. You can ask me what I think. You can ask anybody what they think. And whoever has time in CG will respond to you, and you'll get great feedback. You do need a platform. Your social media also is your platform. Twitter is very important. It does seem silly, but we all like to interact a lot with Twitter, and it's a big part of just having social media. Now, there are some people that break the rules that already have a substantial customer list. You know, there is no rule that you have to be on Twitter. It just helps. Your boy Zach has a really successful YouTube channel. He's got a lot of people who follow him. He's got a lot of people who are very interested whenever he's releasing one of his books. And everybody supports it. And he doesn't need Twitter. He would be amazing on Twitter. I started in ComicsGate after he had already left Twitter. I heard he was really, really fun on Twitter. And everybody wants him back on Twitter, but he's not distracted with it. He doesn't need it, but he already has a substantial customer base. And this is, again, just part of this series of videos. I like to recommend to people also to have an email list. You know, have an email list, a pre-sign up. You know, why not? Hey, great to see all you guys, and happy Thanksgiving. Is book 2 out? If you're asking about College of the Dead, absolutely. College of the Dead is out. There are 4 different cover versions. There's a making of version. There's an art book. Just go to collegeofthedead.com. It ships immediately. I don't know if you're asking me if it's not a taboo subject. There are no taboo subjects on the Adam Poe Speaks YouTube channel. Absolutely not, which I hope you're subscribed to. I hope you are clicking to get notifications as well. But yeah, they're definitely ask any questions that anybody has, if it's related to making comics, or how do I make my hair look so good, or is it true that I'm only 25 years old? I'm not 25 years old, but feel free. Ever any thought of producing a brand patch of your company like RT Bear? Yeah, I am thinking. I love patches. I want to do patches. Sephram Nexus, I feel bad. I feel like I'm confusing you somehow. Well, you didn't get this. Well, you don't get this. Well, whatever. If you have a question, please ask it. We're happy to answer. Twitter is insane and full of insane people. It is, but you can mute. Don't block if you can avoid it. Just try to mute people on Twitter if you don't like them. But in terms of promoting your work, it's very important. Go on #ComicsGate and look at the beautiful job that many people do promoting their work, promoting other people's work, retweeting it. And sometimes you don't have time for, making a video or going on someone else's channel. So it's a good way to stay in contact with people, and just look at how different people use it, who you think are doing a good job, or who are obviously successful, or as successful as you want to be, and model it. I mean, it really is that simple. But you do want an email list. And what I mean by you want an email list, you want to get signups before you launch your campaign. Why would you want signups before you launch your campaign? Why can't you just launch your campaign, especially if you already have a platform? The answer is because you need to know when you launch your campaign that there are some people that are already interested in backing your project, because it helps give you confidence. It will help get sales on day one. So what I mean by that is, if you look at Indiegogo, they offer you a chance for a free sign-up list. It doesn't cost anything. So you log on, you do your email sign-up list, you just share that page out, and you share it out usually on Twitter. And when you're sharing it on Twitter, people will sign up if they're interested. When you're on a YouTube channel, people will sign up if they're interested to join, to be notified when your campaign is going to get released. An example of it, what is a good example of it? Vinny Tartamella is doing a sign-up campaign now. I think you guys know what a sign-up campaign is. All right, if I come across one while I'm talking about it. But basically, Indiegogo offers you a way to just collect email addresses and know that, okay, well, at least some number of people are interested. Now, there's another whole part of this too, which is, look, if you don't have 100 names on that email sign-up list, you are not ready to launch this campaign. You need to promote your project more. You need to promote your social media more with Twitter. You need to be on YouTube channels. You need your own YouTube channel. What YouTube channel should you be on? Just do hashtag ComicsGate. Look on Twitter. There are plenty of generous people that will have you on to talk about your project, or will tell you kind of where you need to be before they can start promoting you. Then when you're on that YouTube channel, you can mention, hey, I have a new project coming out, and then talk about your project, give the link for your sign up for your email list. You don't want to do it with less than 100 names. And a good solid number of names is really 300 names. And this is a very rough, hey, by the way, number, a very rough estimate, but 100 names usually means you'll do 10,000 on that campaign, roughly, if you promote it. If you have, 300 names, you'll do roughly 30,000. I know Clint Stoker, who I have a lot of respect for, who now has a great book called Fatal that's out. He did Downcast, and Clint always says, 300 names. I'm with him. On the first campaign for College of the Dead, we had just like 130 names, and then on the Mermaids, we had just under 500 names. And again, names is not money, but it's better than likes on Facebook. It lets you know that you're breaking through, at least on some level, where people can go ahead and say, yeah, I'm going to support your project, or they're interested in it. And by the way, like supporting projects, you guys can back my project. I really appreciate it. If you don't back the project, or you're going to back it later, you're not backing it right now, or if you already backed it, one thing that can really help all of us, helps me on the Mermaids, is share it on social media, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook. Hey, you see that link all the time. What is the link? What does it say? I don't know. I forgot. Help make it happen for the Mermaids comic book. I'm tweeting it right now. So just sharing in the link on social media is a big help, and that's really appreciated. And you can do that for other people that you want to support too. So that's why I say, yeah, you definitely need an email list. You do have to think about, if you're trying to make comics a hobby, a job, or a business. In ComicsGate, people promote other people and they don't expect anything back. But at the same time, ComicsGate, of course, if there are people that are promoting your project or sharing your project on Twitter, talking about it on a YouTube channel, or if they have a channel, there's a tendency to promote people who promote your work as well. And I have a lot of other topics here, so I guess I'm not going to review every topic, because I'm starting to realize, like, all right, I can take a half an hour and talk about this subject. I'm going to talk about that subject. Hey, Mike, I don't know if you're watching this, but here's one where I did a response video to Mike Miller and Edwin Boyette, saying that they were clueless because they were criticizing College of the Dead graduation day. So that was a response video I did. I don't usually do drama stuff. I usually try to stay out of it, but yes, that was part of my, I don't know. I'll have to listen to that again. Maybe that video doesn't belong there anymore, but it did do pretty well. And I think it was pretty funny. And so with ComicsGate, there's a lot of lessons that I've learned. This discusses it. So I would definitely suggest you guys check out the Secrets of the ComicsGate Network series. I think you'll like it a lot. Let's see what everybody else is saying in the chat. I think there's a whole okay. Rick Saylor, good to see you, man. Adam, someone's getting ready to start a campaign, or suggest to him to get ahead. Okay, for advice. Hope it was. No. Of course. Anybody can always recommend me at Comics We Love on Twitter to anybody that you think I can be helpful to, or if I can be helpful to you. I try to take time out for everybody. And I sometimes you get hectic and you don't get to people. So that's just life. But also, if you want to share the playlist, a lot of people have complimented me on the Secrets of the ComicsGate Network playlist. And obviously, you're not there to listen to all 44 videos. Just listen to whatever works for you. Whatever's useful to you. Each of the subjects are, individual subjects. So you can just pick out whatever it is that you want to listen to and listen to it. And then if it's helpful, you can leave it in comment below. I usually comment back on all the comments that people make for me. So I appreciate all those comments, but you can check it out. Chris Jama got banned on Twitter. Yeah. Well, look, Twitter is great. I don't get too personal on Twitter. I screw around on Facebook sometimes and tell people, funny things and this and that and jokey comments. I try to watch it on Twitter because it's business, for Twitter. I love the people at ComicsGate. I just try to keep it like, all right, I know that people are associating me with ComicsGate, so I just want to keep my opinions like within the realm of not getting in trouble. Eddie is working on a YouTube channel. Will be called DOAP, pronounced dope. Oh, there you go. It'll be a dose of action presents. Nice. Yeah. Eddie published comics back in the day. He published comics in the past, which I saw you put out on Twitter that you can give everybody a free copy of that comic, Eddie, as a thank you for people backing Sovereign Wolf. And I think that's a great idea. I just saw it. I'm just curious to see it. Oh, Kimberly's cooking. I wonder what Kimberly's cooking. It's probably Thanksgiving related. Can't say for sure. What else is going on these days? What the heck else is going on these days, you guys? Again, thanks for the support on the Mermaids. I really appreciate it. See what else is funny. Anything else funny? Anything else going on? Hex Harper, good to see you, Hex. The Fourth Age is doing a sign-up campaign for Thomas Valiant. Yeah, these campaigns are all over Twitter. And just adding your email address to it doesn't hurt anything. And it helps to give the creator confidence. We always appreciate it. And look, even if you're just signing up because you're going to help share it on social media, or you're just signing up and you think you might be interested in it, it does help the creators. So it's good to sign up to those lists. Everything is Thanksgiving related. Good. But make a lasagna too. A nice lasagna on Thanksgiving is good to have. But yeah, it really helps the creators out when you sign up to their lists, even if you're not going to back their campaign. College of the Dead graduation day is book 2. Absolutely true. It's absolutely book 2. You get to work, the Johan. Great to see you. It's great to hang out with you guys on Thanksgiving a little bit. I have to do some Thanksgiving stuff too, of course, as we all do. Robert is on the final 24 days of Indiegogo. Only 37%. Yeah, that is a funny named campaign. Let's take a look at Robert. Like he's a robot. Robert the graphic novel. He's got a flexible goal. Yeah, so this is a good example. This looks like a beautiful project. Let's check it out. Robert the graphic novel. Experience the sci-fi steampunk western adventure comic of the future. Today from BoogieBot. I don't know how long his trailer is. Let me see. 50 seconds. All right, let's watch it. Thousand years. Well, it was 1,000 years in the making, and the art does look very cool. He's got a flexible goal, and he's got 23 days left. I don't know if he's extended yet or not, but basically what you got to do, this is a typical cool looking campaign. But I haven't seen this guy around that much. I don't even know who this guy is. He seems like he's probably a good guy. I know this came up once when we were on Ethan's show, and Ethan's like, we got to talk about naming these things in ComicsGate, picking the name of a story. Because the thing is like, look, Robert the graphic novel, it is a little hard to get what that is by the title. Experience the sci-fi steampunk Western adventure comic of the future today. Well, steampunk sounds cool. Sci-fi sounds cool. I don't know anything about the creator. I don't know the guy. I'm sure he's a good guy, BookieBot. But people want to know. And then also, flexible goals. Be careful about flexible goals, because the campaign receives all the funds raised, even if it doesn't reach its goal. That makes people a little cautious about backing sometimes. So then you have to investigate and start thinking like, all right, well, he hasn't reached it yet. Should I back it? Do I think he's going to make it? And people, I don't know how you guys feel about that as backers, but sometimes they think twice before they're going to back it. So you just want to get around as much as you can when you're launching a campaign. Get on channels, show them your project, get feedback. And I don't know if BookieBot did a sign-up list for this or not when he first launched it. I don't remember seeing it around, if he did. Yeah, it looks good. The artwork looks good. It looks no room in the fridge. Well, why are you going to leave it in the fridge? You make that lasagna. You eat that lasagna. For 2 people, everybody's got an excuse. Invite us over. There's like 39 of us right now. We'd come over. We'd eat lasagna with you, Kimberly. We would love that. And you'd love to have us. We're all very nice. We promise not to bring a friend and have it be overwhelming. You might live in a state that's illegal, and I don't know. I hope not. But hopefully you'll consider making lasagna. In the future, I like lasagna. So, yeah, I mean, Robert's campaign looks good. It looks interesting. It does. It's important to see also, like, when you're making the rounds, getting names on your list. This is what you want. You want to start to meet some people, have people get to know you a little bit, so they're not just first meeting you for the first time when the campaign comes out. That's all. But it looks like a cool book, and he spent 1,000 years making it, so I can't imagine it's not going to be good. Other projects we should look at, you know what? Let's look at Sovereign Wolf. Sovereign Wolf is doing really well, and Eddie has been participating a lot. And talk about getting around. Eddie has been getting around. I've been seeing Sovereign Wolf with everybody getting excited about the art for months now. Eddie is sparing no expense. And I know this is a TED trailer. Let's watch the TED trailer. Ted Zagaro. Only on Indiegogo. Yeah. You see, it makes a difference when you got Ted Zagaro working with you and when you got some kick-ass art like Eddie does. And I'll have Eddie to come on and talk about more details of the project. But, not a piece of art that doesn't look high action, not a piece of art that doesn't look cool. The coloring is fantastic. And this is exactly the kind of project that you launch this project and then deliver it as promised, hopefully when promised. It's coming May 2021, so that should be enough time. And then what do you think book 2 is going to do? It's going to do fantastic. It's going to do fantastic. Book 1 is doing great already. So enter a secret world where heroic shapeshifters battle evil hybrids for the fate of humanity. It's a lot at stake, the fate of humanity. It's cool. Heroic shapeshifters battle evil hybrids. Very cool. Yeah. So it's high action. It's badass. The color is great. No expense spared. Making a great looking book. Yeah, you look at the black and white line art looks great, and then look at the beautiful colors associated with it. Good for you, Eddie. You're doing it absolutely right. Eddie had a great sign-up list, and now the campaign's live, and it's doing great. And even if it didn't do as much as Eddie was hoping it would do, I know he would deliver it exactly as promised. But it is kicking ass. So good for you, Eddie. And you know another campaign I want to look at? I want to see how Rob is doing with Replicator. Rob is another great CG person. So Rob's doing Replicator 3 now. And Rob has been working really hard on Replicator. And Rob is also doing videos constantly, doing YouTube shows and promoting people constantly with Clayton Barton with the How to Draw Comics channel. And Clayton has been an unbelievable addition to ComicsGate. He's been great. He has the How to Draw Comics .net, I think it is, but How to Draw Comics on YouTube. And they have artists that they do have a lot of how-to stuff, and they have all sorts of CG people that they discuss their projects with, and they get people on. Great to have How to Draw Comics there. And Rob also did, and you can find it in his Twitter, this really great guide on launching campaigns. It's I don't know how many pages it is. I think it's more than 10 pages now of sort of a how-to book on publishing books. So Secrets of the ComicsGate Network, my video series is great. It is. But Rob's has got a lot of stuff consolidated, really good information. It's really great in his how to publish comics, and take a look at that on his Twitter account. Just look up Rob Arnold. I'm sure it'll pop up right away. So this campaign's doing great. He's done 2 books before, and Replicator, he was doing this like right before the pandemic hit. So a lot of people are like, why is he predicting the pandemic? So we don't know if he's involved with the CIA or MI6 or what Rob Arnold's deal is, but he did seem to know the pandemic was coming. Let's watch the video.
None of you are prepared. Prepared to do what it takes. You wanted a better world.
That's Von Klaus with the voiceover from Monster MD.
I'm here to give it to you.
Replicator returns with 32 pages of glorious full-color art, including covers from Dan Fraga, Kanan White, and Rob Willis. If you're new to the series, you can also pick up issue 1 and 2 with art from Jawbreakers and Graveyard Shift 3 artist Aaron Alfecci. Replicator 3, Mutants vs. Machines. Back it today, only on Indiegogo.
Yeah, Rob likes to throw in a touch of animation, which is very cool. Very cool. Look how cool that project looks. Now he's doing a 32-page color book. I didn't realize it was 32 pages, but it is. And you know, we usually in ComicsGate, people do like a 48-page full color book to justify an appropriate price point, like a $25 price point. Rob absolutely knows what he's doing. He's producing high quality books, and his shipping is amazing. He does like these wax seals in his shipping and things like that. And yeah, this is the story of 2030. The time is 2030. A virus called the Red Death, originating from England, kills tens of millions. Featuring a global outbreak, England is abandoned and left to rot by the rest of the world. So it's very interesting. There is a character called the Replicator in the series. And and he's constantly sharing art on Twitter or what he's doing. He's always on the How to Draw Comics channel, and I would definitely check it out. Dan Frega is an amazing artist. I don't know if the Dan Frega cover's up yet. I guess it may not be, or frankly, I wouldn't know what is what because I haven't looked carefully enough at the art. Clayton's doing a cover. Oh, I'll fetch. Okay, Clayton did a cover for Replicator 1. All right, I don't want to give misinformation. I'll have Rob on and we'll talk about it with Rob and just see what he says everything is. But he's producing great comics. And you see Replicator 3. I'm sure there's going to be a Replicator 4. And his campaign is running ahead, very ahead of where his prior campaign was because he delivers. People get to know him. He delivers. Why wouldn't you back his campaigns? Looks fantastic. Hey, it's Eric McIntyre. Hey, Eric McIntyre. Hey, Fenrir. I always pronounce your name wrong. Fenrir Fire. But, you got to admit it's kind of an unusual name. Trevor Nielsen. What's up, Trevor? Trevor's got a hell of a sense of humor. He's funny. And he's working on a comic now, too. But I don't know a lot about it. And if I did, I don't know if I'm even supposed to know. Chris Owsley, great to see you. Great to see you guys. Yeah, look, there's nothing like the ComicsGate comics community. It's an incredible bunch of people. Without YouTube, how the hell could we connect with people? This is like a live convention 24/7. Have to love it. So everybody check out Replicator 3. Check out Sovereign Wolf. A lot of people already are. That is a book you can back excitedly and proudly. I'm going to have Eddie on. We're going to talk about Sovereign Wolf. Of course, check out Robert the graphic novel. I think it should be your kind of thing. I see no reason not to back it. When is he shipping? May 2021. Why the hell not? Robert the graphic novel. Of course. College of the Dead. This campaign is closed. College of the Dead graduation day is still open. College of the Dead graduation day. These are in demand. They ship immediately. It's funny. So I have to do a video about shipping and talk about shipping and whatever. Because the funny thing about shipping is, this is our narwhal cover. That was a lot of fun. Oh, thanks, Eddie. Oh, Eddie, you don't have to do that. Eddie sends a super chat. Check out the Mermaids now on Indiegogo. Absolutely. Do what Eddie says. Back the Mermaids. Don't even just check it out. Do what Eddie says, but go further. Check out the Mermaids. Back the Mermaids. Enjoy the Mermaids. Be one with the Mermaids on Indiegogo now. Yep, this one, my book is complete, and it will be shipping April 2021. We may ship it earlier because I like shipping these things, and I was just talking about shipping. So here's my shipping story is, when I did College of the Dead book 1, that was 140 pages, black and white. I did not ship that book myself. I used the company to drop ship it, and they did a great job. They did a very good job. Almost no problems. A couple occasional problems. Somebody told me it came damaged. We shipped a replacement. I shipped one, somally. And another person got it. And College of the Dead book 1 actually was not shipped in a bag and board. And somebody was like, messaged back like, hey, why didn't you ship this in a bag and board? I think you really should. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Apologize to him. Sent him a replacement copy and a beautiful bag and board. And he became a regular customer, just taking care of the customer. But then when College of the Dead 2 came in, I was like, you know what? I want to ship this myself. Let me make sure I really understand the process. So the funny thing about it now is, like, I love shipping. Shipping is great. My campaigns, like, so if Billy does like a 6-figure campaign, Billy Tucci, it's very hard to ship everything yourself. But with me, I was able to ship like 500 orders in about a week and a half. And it really wasn't that big of a deal. It was actually kind of, it's very fun for the first couple of days because you get to pack up your books and put them in boxes and then get them off to the people that want them. It's a very cool feeling. And I was shipping on time too. That's another really cool feeling, to be able to ship on time. And that was very cool. So I always tell people, you know what? I used to, there's a couple different ways of going about shipping. But if you can ship it yourself, you should. If you're doing if you're not sure about shipping, or if you're not based in the United States, a lot of your backers are international, but the majority of them usually are in the United States. John Malin has a shipping company now, and he is going to be doing fulfillment, I believe, for Cecil. And John, let me just find his. There he is. The great, the lovely, the talented John Malin. Well, just go on John Malin's Twitter is really the best way to do it. Go on John Malin's Twitter. There's a link to his information called Secret Door, is his company, Secret Door Fulfillment, I think it's called. And what John does is he just says, listen, just charge the standard amounts for shipping. He tells you what the standard amounts are. It's like $10 for shipping, and you give John $10, and then he ships it. Oops. It's not what I meant to do. He ships it domestically for $10. He provides all the packaging and all the materials, and he doesn't have a minimum size. So if you wind up with only like 50 backers or 300 backers, he's cool with handling it for you. If he has, you have 5,000 backers, I think he's going to do fulfillment on Cash Grab for Cecil. He's going to handle all that too, because he has a crew of guys that he works with, and he obviously does fulfillment for his own books. I've backed John's campaigns. They always come in great condition. So that is a real consideration for anybody, especially if you're not based in the U.S., because to have books printed in whatever country you're in, like Rob is in Australia for the Replicator, he then has to ship internationally for everybody. It's more of a big hassle when you have to ship internationally. But that's a big suggestion, is to just take a look at John Malin's Twitter and look at it for fulfillment. I'm going to do a Secrets of the ComicsGate Network probably just on that. Oh, Jamie Andreessen, good to see you. Good morning and happy Thanksgiving to all. I slept the treat. Good for you. Sleep, rest, enjoy. Life is too short. Malin with Malin. Don Chin, that is pretty damn clever, my friend. Malin with Malin. And Malin also is responsible for the Malin list. We call all email lists Malin lists now too, because he's got to take everything over. He is that way. The Mermaids. Thank you, Eddie Winkler. Another super chat from Eddie Winkler, who is a phenomenal guy. I think Eddie is very pleased with the success of his book. You deserve it, Eddie. You worked really hard on it, and you made a beautiful book. And and it's. I want to talk to you more about your history as well, publishing comics, because you self-published before. All right, Lord Nemesis, you're going to give my mermaid book a try as well, but not today, Mr. Postman. You don't have to do it today, but you do have to do it. Yeah, thank you for doing that. I think you're going to really like the story. There's so much to the Mermaids. It's a thoroughly developed world. I was really excited to do it. But with me, it's hard to fall in love with just one project. So College of the Dead is moving forward. College of the Dead 3 is underway. And the Mermaids launches now. And if God wants the Mermaids to continue, if the amazing audience wants the Mermaids to continue, I am psyched to do Mermaids 2. I have other stuff in the works as well. So that's the way it is. You do your projects, you do them for yourself, but you got to make sure people love them. Guys, back to Tilt Part 2. Oh, yeah. Doc Hogg. Okay. You know what? He messaged me and I didn't get back to him. And I wish I had, but there's just a certain number of things I can possibly do all at once. The Tilt. Take a look at that book. Yeah, he shipped his first book. This is Doc Hogg. Yeah, I know him from back in the Deltaverse days. He's been a good supporter. He's CG. He has a fixed goal of $4,000. He has 23 days left. The Tilt. This is Tilt Part 2, where superheroes meet the Sopranos, and the Sopranos get whacked. Oh, and the girls. I definitely like girls. Hello and welcome to Fun Tilt 2. Important note for the first-time backers of Tilt who did not get in on the first campaign, you will have the option of purchasing Tilt Part 1 as an add-on. Oh, very cool. I like the add-ons. So add-ons are things that it's like, do you want fries with that? So as you're going to your back, when you back a project, it'll offer this list of other items that you'll get an opportunity to add-on, and usually at no extra shipping. Sometimes you could be extra shipping, but usually no extra shipping. So while you're backing already, you get a chance to back and add the other project on. So it actually helps us raise revenue as publishers. It's good. And it helps you because you get stuff that you otherwise couldn't get. And also, you don't want to have like a million different tiers on your project. It looks like Doc has a reasonable number of tiers. He has some sold out stuff, but he has a reasonable number of tiers. And you don't want to have like 65 tiers, but the way you have extra items and extra things you can generate revenue with is by having them as add-ons. And you can definitely do that. It looks fun. There's some Vic King art. Vic King is CG, and he's got a new project with the great and talented Nasser. I don't know the name of it. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Well, there's a lot of sexy stuff. I like sexy stuff. So guys, take a look at Tilt, Back Tilt. Check it out. You can also share it on social media. That's another way to help. Eddie Winkler, well, we're going to get you on the channel, Eddie. That's how we're going to wrap, and then we can talk privately too if you want to. Back the Tilt Part 2. Duck Hog is super awesome. He is super awesome. He's a CG guy, man. If you're CG, by definition, you are super awesome. Back Tilt. I can tell you strange tales about the industry. I can tell you strange tales about myself and about the industry. Don't make 20 variant covers. Some people like having a million covers. ASYL is by Nasser and Vic. Don, you are like totally up on everything. ASYL. I wonder if that stands for something. ASYL. Let's see. ASYL. Nasser has a storied history in ComicsGate. Let's take a quick look. A horror comic. All right, it's already funded. It's got 58 backers. ASL, a horror comic. A woman is hunted by Dracula in an insane asylum, written by Nasser and drawn by Vic King. Insane asylum. Crazy women. What happens when you can't wake up from your nightmares? Nasser will make comics. That's what's going to happen. ASL is a 20-page horror comic written by Nasser Rabadi from Trixie Kane and Stardust. Reaper, Secret Comics presents. Drawn by Vic King and lettered by Matt Veely, also known as Otis Stein or Otis Stein. He worked on that. And Billy Bacco is their assistant cleanup artist. All right. So Lena is haunted, or Lana? No, Lena is hunted by Dracula in an insane asylum based on the lost film Dracula's Death. ASYL is, or ASL? I don't know how to pronounce it. I guess Nasser will have to tell me. Is inspired by lost films and silent films, especially The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Everything has to be hard to read. This is like tongue twisters from Nasser Rabadi. The story and art are heavily influenced by a German expressionism from the 1910s and 20s. Okay, every tier except the tier. Nasser, you're making it hard on me, but I'm sure you've made things hard on a lot of people. You are Nasser. Here is the trailer.
He was the most grotesque creature, the arch-vampire, Dracula. Count Dracula.
All right, here's what I'm going to say about that. I love Ted Zagaro, and I think I got a little bit more of what the story is. Basically, it's a woman's hunted by Dracula in an insane asylum. So I've been into vampires before. I've done a bunch of vampire comics. I did something called Vampire Girls in the late 90s. It was a pretty cool series. It was pretty successful. I don't know how many issues we did, a bunch. So I'm down with vampires. And Nasser wants to make comics. He shipped his comics. And last time I heard he shipped one of the first ComicsGate comics. So God bless him. Good for Nasser. Let's make more comics. Let's make more vampire comics. But, you know, if it's your thing, you check it out. Vic King is constantly working on art. Black and White Revolution of the 80s. Black and White Revolution of the 80s, yeah. That's where I came out of comics. I don't know. I got to get Don Chin on to talk about his new project, too. Don Chin is doing something called X-Farce. What the hell is X-Farce? Well, I know what the hell it is, because I think I ripped off the idea when I did Spoof Comics. This is a good example of a sign-up list. I was talking about that earlier. So Don Chin wisely created a sign-up list for his comics project. What good is this going to do? Now Don will know, and I signed up to this, and you guys can get this at xfarce.com. I don't know if it'll allow me to post this link or not. Hopefully it will. X-Farce Reloaded. So Don published something called Parody Press, which did parodies of famous superheroes and successful series. And X-Farce was actually a damn successful book. I think you worked also with Hilary Barta. No, maybe not, but maybe so. I don't know. We'll talk about it. So this is X-Farce Reloaded, a 48-page extravaganza of satirical mutant mayhem to tickle your funny bone from Parody Press. Parody Press is also on Twitter. Don Chin is on Twitter. You can follow him there. All you got to do is pop in your email address, and they will keep you updated. And you'll get an exclusive trading card with a purchase just for signing up for the email list. The 1990s best-selling X satire. New and improved. Okay, what is it? Our huge 48-page full-color graphic novel features a variety of X-Mutant spoofs of classic Stan Lee and Jack Kirby X-Men, Rob Liefeld's 1990 X-Force, and Deadpool, The New Mutants, and recent House of X storylines. Brought to you by the Princess of Parody, Don Chin? Princess. Oh, Princess. Sorry, Don. I was like, why were you calling yourself a princess? You weren't. That's just completely on me. Don Chin, Bill Mouse. I like Bill Mouse. He's good people. Mike Barron, and many more. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. X-Farce homage cover by Bill Mouse. And variant covers galore that are excellent. Yeah, there are cool variant covers here. That's going to be a color interior, it looks like. And you should sign up because we like Don Chin a lot. He was going to do another project. Don Chin was going to do Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters and Cyber Frog. And then there was a break between Dynamic Forces and Ethan Van Sciver. And as a result, the project kind of didn't go forward. Dynamic wound up having the rights to Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters, which was created by the amazing Don Chin, but sold to Dynamic Forces. And that's what happened there. So, but Don is now involved in comics again after many years, much like myself. And it's great to have Don involved in comics and ComicsGate and publishing comics. And X-Farce looks like it's going to be Don's first project, and it will probably come out in a couple months. But sign up to be on that email list so you can be notified when the book does take place. You're definitely going to want to know about it. You're definitely going to want to be there. Sketch Therapy will keep guard on ComicsGate and will deal violently, verbally only, and metaphorically with whoever makes trouble. The old guard is back, baby. Yeah. We have gray hair up here. And remember that. I'm not going to say down there. Yeah. Don Chin is funny. He's a princess. Well, I thought like maybe you were making a funny parody joke or something, because it is a parody. But no, I just completely read that into that. How did you get your comic successful? Iggy Vampire. Well, you know, the thing with the comics is, and making things successful is, you want to do a project, first of all, that you are passionate about, because that extra passion, people will invest in the passion. People will spend money on the passion. Why? Because it's something we all want and we can relate to, and we want that in our lives. So it's important to pick things that you are excited about. Now, you can see it when people are talking about their projects, like if they're really, really interested in it, why the project's important to them. And if you don't feel that way about a specific project, it's better to not do that project. Just do a different project. So first, you want that as a foundation, that you're passionate about it. And that you also, I saw someone else write this. I really like that he wrote this, that you want to like live with the idea for 10 years or something like that. Because like with College of the Dead, I'll be doing College of the Dead for many years probably, because I like it. There's so many stories to tell. And it seems to just keep getting better after everyone comes out. So you want to have that as a foundation to start, that you're passionate about it. The second thing is you want to do this email sign-up list and start to get socialized around the ComicsGate community a little bit. You want people to know who you are and know what project you're doing and be aware of the project. And also use that as a litmus test to see, like, are people interested in this or are they not interested in it? Do they find it to be cool? I mean, like now the Mermaids, it's not the most killer, it's not like a hardcore killer, high energy, gun shooting project. It's a fantasy world and the art is very cool. And there's a lot of action in it. But it wasn't necessarily designed to be that. Although it's by the time we're doing Mermaids 2, she'll probably be shooting guns and stabbing people on the cover. I mean, we'll see, because also things evolve kind of as they go. But when you're starting off with a project, yes, Stefan Renee is doing a very cool project. Stefan Renee, we got to talk about that. So, see how people respond to it. See when you put out artwork and you start talking about the story and you're on Twitter with it and you're on YouTube shows talking about it. How are people responding to it? Are they interested in it? Are they asking you questions about it? And it's okay to start with a project and do a sign-up list and see how many people are signing up and responding to it. If people aren't responding to it, do you have any other ideas that they're responding to? So you want to think about that. Nimprod asks, you have a comic ready, would it be a good idea to make it available on your website? No, put it out through ComicsGate. In the link of my description, take a look at the Secrets of the ComicsGate Network. It talks more about it. Do hashtag ComicsGate on Twitter, and you'll see a lot of other people that are in ComicsGate and kind of get an understanding of how the process works. The process is you start talking about your project and showing some art for it. Let's say the cover, something cool looking, something that's, people are going to like, hopefully they'll retweet, go ahead and do that. And then start to follow and see like, okay, well, are you on YouTube talking about your project? Or do other people who have YouTube channels know about your project? Again, Ethan Van Sciver's gigantic channel. I mean, not even be, you don't have to be on Ethan's channel talking about your project. You develop, your own platform. You network with other projects, other people that have channels and other people that are doing projects on their platforms, and you kind of share it around a little bit. I might be promoting Mermaids on Ethan's channel. I might not be promoting it. I would love to if he wants me to promote Mermaids on his channel. But that's another thing is like not every project belongs on every channel either. It just doesn't really work that way. So you promote your project. You network with your people and promote what you want to do. But that's really what you want to be doing. And there's so much information like that I start to collect on Secrets of the ComicsGate Network. I would really suggest that, you check it out. And also Rob Arnold's, I'm going to start putting that link in my description. I don't have it. Rob Arnold's like how to publish on ComicsGate. But there are plenty of successful projects. Rob Arnold's a good example that the Replicator 3, it's not been on Ethan's channel that I've seen. And he's doing fantastic with it. So it's just really about a matter of getting yourself out there. And John Malin gives a lot of great advice. I would definitely recommend following him on Twitter and also following him on YouTube. And look at the advice that John gives when he does ComicsGate Presents. He gives people a lot of great feedback on their campaigns. I really highly suggest that. And also, look, sometimes too, like I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start doing a lot more live streams. There are people that just want to go on and have fun on the channel and be part of the group, and then, you know, contribute to articles that we're reading and stuff like that. And there are people that are great for that, that aren't even making their own comics. You know, Cecil was doing just contributing to channels and being really funny and really entertaining for, I don't even know how long, a year, 2 years, before he decided to do Cash Grab. And we all kind of, you know, everyone talked him into doing his own project. I don't think I was talking him into it, but everybody else was like, come on, Cecil, do your project. And I would, you know, I'm really excited for Cecil's Cash Grab. I backed it. I think the campaign is closed now. But, you know, you just kind of get involved in the community. It's not that hard to do. Guy from Red Bank, great seeing you. Have a great Thanksgiving. Yeah. Nimprod, check out Rob Arnold on Twitter. He's going to have a link to a how-to. Check out in my description, Secrets of the ComicsGate Network. Watch whatever videos you're interested in. Watch them all if you want to watch them all. There's more than 40 of them. And, you know, go ahead and see how everybody else is doing it with crowdfunding. It's working really well for a lot of people. It really is. Oh, yeah. Sketch therapy, too. Yeah, Sketch. We'll get you in here one of these days, brother. You're a very, very entertaining. Sketch is a good example. Somebody who's on a channel and he's having fun. And he's not putting out any comics, at least just not yet. Salvar, good to see you again. Hail, Adam, Eddie, what about? Oh, hail all of you. And oh, what about? Did I miss what about? Hey, what about? You're in there someplace. All right, guys. I'm going to get going. I'm going to do a Thanksgiving-y thing. I want you guys to be safe. I want you to have fun. I want you to be passionate about the stuff that you're working on. Definitely check out some of these campaigns that we mentioned. Check out the Mermaids. I'm sure you will love it. I will be shipping it in April. It'll be very exciting. If you want to check out College of the Dead, that one ships immediately. Those books are in print. Really excited to have that. I'm really, really, really grateful, and you know, all sincerity, really appreciate having you guys around. You guys are fantastic. I appreciate your support. I didn't know if people wanted to watch a stream on Thanksgiving, but I definitely wanted to do one, and to thank everybody for, you know, backing and supporting everyone else's campaigns, and putting your energy into it too, because you guys, you know, make it possible for us to do these books. All right, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. I will see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you. Thanks, guys. Have a great Thanksgiving and be safe out there.